We're all in the business of improving the human condition in one way or another. If we're all being honest, we can't do it alone. We have to. We recognize the complexity of the people we're serving. When you recognize that complexity, you realize that you've got to have a different system that meets those needs. I think the network of care idea started forming in my brain when I got more familiar with poverty and came to the realization that at any point, anybody that's being helped is being helped by at least 4 to 6 different organizations at the same time. When I began to realize that I can't remember a single person that I've worked alongside that's only being helped by one place. That's when I began to realize the need for how are these organizations communicating with one another for the benefit of the person, but also for the benefit of the donors and the benefit of the community overall.
The Helpline Center Network of Care is a collective impact program where multiple organizations in the Sioux Falls area can share client information and their case management services and all of their other services so that we can see across an individual where they are interacting with organizations and across organizations how they're interacting with clients across Sioux Falls in different ways. From that perspective, we can see a community picture of how our service system is working collectively.
Midwest Street Medicine is a nonprofit in town that takes care of people experiencing homelessness. And we offer health care, so medical care, addiction care, and mental health care to folks who are experiencing homelessness. And we try to focus on those who are unsheltered because they're more exquisitely vulnerable. When we set up a tent outside the shelter, folks will come to us, they'll sign up with one of our kind of administrative staff, and sometimes that staff or a nurse will kind of triage them. It runs the gamut. We have all sorts of different things that we can help with, and it looks different every time we go out. The network of care has been super helpful to us, especially early on in capturing the numbers data that we needed to be able to kind of show in grant requests what our impact has been. And so that has been super helpful to have a secure way for us to have that data stored and to be able to run those reports.
Some of the biggest problems we face in our community are nebulous until you can get down to the data points. And sometimes data is so hard to get to. And there's a phrase that I sometimes use with my team: in God we trust, everybody else bring data. Well, the network of care, what's so great about that is we now have multiple agencies that are all using the same system to enter data. And so we can now look at problems from a centralized standpoint and look at some of our disadvantaged community members from a central lens and say, hey, here's the problem, here's what the data is telling us, and it allows us to serve those people in a way that we couldn't do that before.
I think personally the biggest success stories I've seen is more on the housing front, of really narrowing down where a person can go.
Knew that was my second chance, for a new chapter in my life. So, I was able to start a fresh life in Sioux Falls, make a new home. I think it's very stylish, spacious, feels like home.
At the end of the day, I tell people all the time that the heart of poverty is hopelessness. And what can drive hopelessness even further is going through the system. But the network of care can help kind of relax some of that, where there's a sense of hope that, all right, I understand what's available, where it's available, and it can give you that motivation to use the resources.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to every single one of the organizations that helped me out. I mean, everybody. I'm just so thankful and grateful.